Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And a scenario sent in by... let me get this right. It's Cpt Graftin. Thank you very much. And it's not quite what you see here. So I have options. I'm defending a transport convoy. Normally I'm attacking transports and just take them out because the AI will just leave them alone, but defending them is an interesting thing to try and do. And I can either bring 2 heavy cruisers or 5 light cruisers, and I can go up against a battleship or a battle cruiser. Absolutely, well, technically my choice, but I'll leave it up to chat. So, do you want me to try and take on... Well, first of all, we'll do the cruisers. Now, before you pick... these must be Washington Treaty ships. So 10,000 tons with a bit of cheating. Light cruisers max 6. Heavies max 8-inch guns. But those are the 2 restrictions. So they must be treaty ships. So with a heavy cruiser I'll end up with something a bit like a county. And light cruiser, I don't know, probably something Leander class-ish. Let's have a look. Got 1 heavy cruiser, light cruiser versus battle cruiser, heavy cruiser versus battle cruiser. Seems like the battle cruiser is the more popular of the 2. Well, let's make that decision then. They do also get 2 destroyers. But I'm actually tempted to take the destroyers out because one of the things I've been noticing playing the game more now with Core Pack 0.5 is destroyers really don't have the range to engage a convoy, say in the Middle Atlantic. They're shorter ranged craft, and the Germans didn't send their surface raiders out with destroyer escorts unless they were kind of moving them along the coasts. So I'm going to take the destroyers out. Heavy cruiser seems to be the most popular. So 2 heavy cruisers versus a battle cruiser. Alright, defending 20 transports. Which I know I don't technically need the transports, but they'll get in the way. They'll cause me some issues. So why not? Let's get into the design now. 1926 versus 1935 is very, very bad because they have access to radar and I do not. Now, in terms of displacements, I'm going to go with Heavy Cruiser 1, which is minimum 11,000 tons. So we'll go for the biggest small version of the ship. Does it change size? Really? This one only has 2 sizes. 12,000. What is it if you drop the range to 0? Hold on. It'll be one of these ones where you can... Now, it's a British ship, so we'll give something like that. Just diesel, shaft, and a ballast rudder. Go for standard quarters, I think, particularly if it was a convoy escort, kind of going to and fro across the Atlantic. You'd want standard quarters. You wouldn't want cramped quarters. I think 12,000 tons full displacement would work under the treaty just about because, you know, a lot of that's going to be fuel. We will keep the maximum range though, so that we can do a full trip across the Atlantic. Right, let's put some bits on it. Cheap tower. Yeah, the cheaper towers, please. Gun-wise, I'm not allowed to use 9s, 10s or 11s because they are treaty breaking. So that leaves me with 6s, which is going to be really useless against a battlecruiser. Or 8s. Now, 8s tend to be pretty big. And I really hate this hull. I might actually go for a 3. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 3 just because it has the much nicer hulls. I'm going to go minimum displacement. I'm going to try and keep it under. I'm going to keep it as low as I can. You're just going to have to. We're doing a lot of cheating today. I know it's expensive and heavy, but that is 5 base accuracy over the rear tower 9 for the advanced secondary. Plus, it looks nicer. I would love to see more hulls and superstructures for cruisers in general, because if you saw the previous hull, those style of towers that I had on the hull I was just using are very, very common. I think every nation uses them at some point, and it's really not the best. So a lot of cruiser builds end up looking very, very similar, which is, again, partly why I've gone for this one. So hopefully the amount of cheating is acceptable. We'll just go for the 1 funnel. 2 smoke interference is pretty negligible. Now then, gun-wise, again, we're looking at 8. So I think a medium 2. Medium 2 is too big. I know technically they fit on there, but that just looks weird. The medium 1 looks a bit off, but it's all right. I'm trying to think if there are any. That one's way too tall. So yeah, we'll go with the medium. Go with the medium 1. Treaties don't exist when you make them. That's very true. How do you enable chat in full screen mode? There's a wee little icon that looks like a pencil writing something, I believe. I'm just going to go for... go for a, well, not a firepower build exactly, but I'm going to try and get a reasonable amount of gun. Like so. We'll go for a ABXY triple. Yes, no, yeah, I'm much less visible on YouTube. When I do the recordings for YouTube, it doesn't capture face cam or any of the kind of cruft that comes with streaming on Twitch. I'm going to stick a couple of 4-inch guns on there. Maybe they can do something, actually. Let's go for the 5s. Oh, they don't fit. So never mind. Go with those 4s there. And again, I know 2-inch guns probably aren't going to do anything. But they're cheap and they don't weigh very much. And they make the ship look the part. Absolutely bristling with guns. Just the way it should be. Right. Now I have an half weight offset. That's not what I expected. There we go. Midges are super... Well, I wouldn't call midges annoying. I'd call them, like, terrifying. Yeah, true. Ultimate... Well, they have actually spoken about treaties once, the devs for Ultimate. They were talking about how they could dynamically appear based on what you kind of did with your... what happened in a war. So, you know, you might have a big war and then there's a naval treaty of some sort afterwards. And they wanted to make a dynamic system that would kind of pop up and you'd have to kind of negotiate it, depending on how much influence your Admiralty has. Which sounds really, really cool. Now, I'll be stuck on Cordite 3. Nothing I can do about it. We'll bring a hydrophone. Now, with Cordite 3, let's go for the good shells. Let's make them super heavy. Oh, well, flash fire chance isn't that bad, actually. What about with reinforced bulkheads? 2%. Standard bulkhead thickness, 2%. 1%. 1%. So we'll go with a heavy barbette. Would be nice to bring some form of anti-flood and anti-torpedo system, although probably won't need the anti-torpedo system because, you know, I'm dealing with a enemy battle cruiser, and I definitely want some torpedo tubes. This one doesn't have 4.5, but we'll go with 3 underwaters. I know I'm slightly overweight. Make them fast 22s. Right, one thing I haven't filled with yet is speed or range. Auto mod, that was fine, but can you... Oh yeah, 2-inch guns are like midgies. Yeah, it has to be Cordite. There's quite a big period of the game actually where you're stuck with Cordite. in the 20s and I think into the early 30s, you're stuck with, you have to use Cordite. What I was going to check was how far across, well, like what kind of range we would need. So 19,000 kilometer range is a little excessive, especially if it's being designed for Atlantic convoy duty. I think 14,000 would be enough because, you know, that's enough to get from one side of the Atlantic to the other with some manoeuvring room to spare. I think that's absolutely fine. I mean, crow flies, what, the Atlantic's, what, 6,000 kilometres across as the crow flies. So that gives you plenty of headroom, I think. Of course, I don't know quite how UAD what this range means, whether it's there and back or just how far it will go on a single tank. I'm pretty sure it's how far it will go on a single tank. So actual range, like you would for an aircraft, you'd half that. So it's more like 7,000 kilometers, which is fine. Got a little bit of weight left now because of that, which means I can change my speed. Now, I could, in theory, maximum speed of this thing would be 34 knots. But I can't do that with the displacement, so let's pull that back a little bit to 33. Make it very fast for a county class. Maybe I can just... Well, how fast will this go on induced? Wait, it'll still do 33 knot? How fast will it go on a natural boiler? 28's... Really? What about 29? Oh, done. Done and done. We're going to naturally aspirate at 29 knots. That's fine. I have been consulted. Are these karma points worth something? They have a monetary value of 0. They just let you like mess around with the stream and stuff. It's interactive funness. Name it Cornwall. All right. 2 pre-dreadnoughts. I'll tell you what, I've got another scenario to do after this one. Save that in a text file or something. I'll do that for the third scenario, because that does sound interesting. Yeah, I think we'll go with the Cornwall. Because it is definitely a variation on the county class. Right, and I could leave it, because I am over. But so I'm not going to go crazy with the armor. I'm just going to round it out so that we have a scheme that makes sense in my head. Let's go 3. Just because I don't like the the funny numbers. There we go. Oh, mid deck. Let's go 3.5. There we go. So yes, I know I haven't used up all of the displacement, but at 15,000 tons, I'm already pushing it to claim that this is a treaty cruiser. You'll just have to take my word for it. And I think that is it. Let's see what monstrosity the Germans have in store for us. Just checking if that's not referring to any of the main guns. No, it's not. Good, good. Let's go. Alright, thanks, Al. Yeah, because that sounds interesting. Advanced pre-dreadnought. I'll do that with unlock. Yeah, we'll see if we can do that. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we can come up with some entertaining lie for why that's 10,000 tons. Anyway, that's a large battlecruiser. It will really depend on what caliber those guns are. Got the Cornwall and the Antrim. Ooh, interesting. And a load of transports, which are about to get murdered. Oh, God. Right, let's have a look at the German ship. I think those are 14s. Yeah, they are. Okay. So, a mini-mark versus 2 counties. Well, two upgraded counties, I guess. They do look nice. I do, yes. Anyway, enough enjoying the view. Let's detach and get them moving. Torpedoes off. Torpedoes off when you can see the whites of their eyes. Beautiful synchronized turn, look at that. A bunch of shells coming in as well, which is slightly concerning. Got the idea from Rule the Waves. Yeah, well, from what the devs have said in the past, the UAD campaign is supposed to be Rule the Waves-esque, which is very interesting. Yeah, Ultimate Admiral ships in general are a little bit chunkier than their historical counterparts. It's not to say you can't do a treaty cruiser, you absolutely can. Just, yeah, it's you have to make a lot of compromises to do it. But some nations are worse than others, like the American hulls in particular, really hard to get them under the displacement. So we've got a partial pin there on the mid deck. That is a pretty good sign, actually. We can take a mid deck hit, and it's only a partial. Get a partial on their aft belt. That doesn't tell me much. Wouldn't expect to go through the belt at this range. Accuracy penalty when going full ahead. Actually, I get asked that a lot. So, current penalties I have are -5% for using triple barrel turrets, -2.8% for the sea state, -15% because I'm far away from the flagship, although I've no idea where my flagship is. Oh no, it's the Cornwall's flagship, so because I'm not in a division with the flagship, I suffer a little bit of a debuff. The target fast speed is -57.3%, and target maneuver -3%. So I get asked that quite a lot. In Ultimate Admiral, your speed is a debuff on the enemy far more than it is an accuracy boost for you. Like your ship, because your ship knows what speed it's going at, it doesn't reduce your accuracy very much at all. And slowing down doesn't increase your accuracy very much. But, I mean, you can do. If you slow down, you'll get a cruise speed bonus. But, it compared to the debuff that the enemy will get for me moving fast, it's really not that great. And ow. Similarly for manoeuvring around, you know, unless you can do really violent maneuvers, so like destroyers and things, it's very hard to actually, you know, get a significant one. Holy shit! I see why it was a -50%. 41.4 knots. Well, good luck catching it. Has its own torpedoes, which is really annoying. 14-inch tube powder 3, picric acid 3 guns. Okay, I think they're firing, yep, super heavy shells. Doesn't have that many of them, though. It's going to be a really weird battle. It's pretty well armoured, though, for a battle cruiser. It's using fast torps, I think. Yeah, 62 knot torps. But I think this is going to be more of a scare away the enemy than sink them. Try and scare them off from the transports. Try and get a little bit of damage in. In fact, that armour is so thick. If I had many ricochets, 1 and 4 blocked. Okay. Probably am better off with the AP then. What's my pen shot? Oh no, 4.8. Fuck it. Just fling HE shells at them. No point with a pen that low. Throwing the AP shells. Don't normally change it, but when I saw that armour scheme, it's pretty good. How many torpedoes do they carry? Reduced, so they've got 1 shot each side, 6. Whereas we do have a reload, so if I can get him to waste his torpedoes, maybe I can sneak in with the other ship. Just try and try to disable it at the very least, and then just run away. But it's going to be very difficult to get in range. His range torpedo, same as mine, 9.5. Oh, actually, mine is shorter at 8.6. Yeah, slightly better ones. Are they 22 inch? No, they're 19s. So mine do more damage, or at least I hope they do more damage. Yeah. Trim taking a bit of damage there. This is bulkheads like phew. Yeah, if we can get some flooding on him, torpedoes, but it's getting close enough to use the damn things. Ow. Because if we set enough fires, we might be able to overwhelm their damage control, but it's not looking particularly successful at the moment. Right, we'll come about. And Trim's the one taking the battery. Torque range is slightly connected to caliber, yeah. I forget exactly how. Yes, paramedic. This will go on YouTube. Hey, 4-inch getting involved. Ow. Still, Antrim's still going. That's the important thing. Right, what's my chance to pen now? 14.4. Still not exactly brilliant. We'll give it a go though. Switch to auto. The 4-inch should still fire HE at them. Yeah, got a pen because it will. That will do more damage flat out. Andrew, no. There's quite a lot of flooding on the front of the ship now. Ooh, they fired torpedoes, presumably at the Cornwall. That's good. Ow, Cornwall loses an engine. That's very bad. Already having trouble. Ow. Already going to have huge trouble. Oof, that was a big hit. And there's going to be another big hit. Ow. Ah, dearie me. Yeah, Cornwall, I don't think it's going to get any closer than that. Let's see if we can get a torpedo salvo off, but I'm not holding out much hope. But Cornwall needs to get out of there. Go back to flinging HE. He's circled round. The transports are firing on him now, which is extra hilarious. Got the Imperias with, I think, yeah, 2 4-inch guns and some 3-inch guns. And the Gloucester also has 4-inch guns. Take that. I'll take that as a compliment, snapping turtleneck. Does fire damage impact the crew of the ship? I don't think it does directly. As in, I don't think... See now, the torpedoes the Cornwall fired have caused the battlecruiser to move away, which is good. Using it as an area denial weapon. Basically, oh, I'm going to try and get the Cornwall to limp away. No, I don't think fire damage directly affects crew. Well, it might do. You can see the crew loss here. But I'm finding it hard to actually get much in the way of fires to stick. Being a German ship, they have pretty good damage control from their towers. But my strategy is working. They are running out of shells. Just just being annoying enough that they waste all their shells trying to kill the heavy cruisers. They might think twice about attacking the transports. Now that you're going for the Antrim, I want the Cornwall to join the transports. No, don't do that. Ooh, Antrim. Stay bow in or you'll die. Right. 58 shells left they have. Control that flooding. There we go. 42 shells they have left. Ow. Made one of them count. I'm going to have to turn away in a minute. 22 shells. Yeah, ricochet that. 18. Hey Coil, thank you very much. Hello, welcome to the ow, fuck me, chat. Antrim, you brave sausage. 6 shells. Live, please live. They're out, they're dry. Right, turn away. Torpedoes normal. Go and join the transports. You're pretty much ruined, and we've done very little damage to the enemy, but all our transports are pretty safe. I don't think they're going to try and close in, because now they're down to 4-inch guns. So I think, weirdly, that would be a strategic victory, if not a tactical victory. Because the Mars has completely failed in her mission to attack my convoy. Is completely out of shells, so we'll now have to return to port to get that fixed. And failed to sink the Antrim or the Cornwall, who, yes, are pretty beaten up. The Antrim's basically ruined the front 2/3 of the ship, but she can still fire, and she still has those 12 torpedoes. The Cornwall's lost the captain, some flooding. Most of the damage was that main superstructure, but she's still going. Max speed, yeah, 13 for the Cornwall and about 7.5 for the Antrim. So they're not exactly going to be going anywhere fast, but the Mars can't do anything. So, an interesting one. A very interesting one. I love the fact that the transports got involved with their guns. It's really unusual to see that. And none of them died. So, I'm happy with that. Bit of an interesting one. More of a role-playing scenario, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. And kudos to the Antrim, who took 42 hits from those 14-inch guns and is still going. And the Cornwall, who I think took less, yeah, just 15 hits from the 14-inch guns. So, MVP, County Antrim. Doing Northern Ireland proud. Very nice. It is a stubborn ship. A very stubborn ship. Anyway, let me know what you thought of that in the comments. And I will see you next time for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.